Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dr. Go.
Good morning, Ricky.
Okay, this is our first webinar for the month of July, and we will do what we call it the repeat of this repeat this training again, because this product is actually we will launch next month, and you will see it in the next month newsletter. So we will give you more knowledge, and I will tell you how important is the immune system. Is it correct, Dr. Go?
Yeah, correct.
And well, you enjoy the webinar, and we will play you some videos while we are progressing. And let's get started. Dr. Go, pass to you.
Yeah, a very good morning to all of you again. And today we are doing a repeat on Wellderberry. A repeat here means we want people to understand more about this product, which is supposed to be very important at this moment, where people are, fighting against this pandemic. People are, getting panic on what to do, what to take, and go to a certain extent. They don't understand which among the so many products in the market, or even in Causeway that you have in your shop. What are those we are supposed to recommend? What are those products that we ourselves take can build our immune system to overcome this pandemic faster? So if we can do this, and share this information to as many people as possible, of course, this pandemic will be over in a very fast moment. So if everybody were to take the initiative to do something better, to build their immune system so that the body is able to defend, then this pandemic is going to be over. We don't have to be scared, as I've said and mentioned many times. We are supposed to face reality, understand what is wrong, at this very moment, not because the COVID-19 is going to attack us, but it's because, you see, of human behavior, or human beings still don't understand how to avoid being attacked and how to protect the body and to defend the body to be healthy, so that this so-called virus will never have the chance, to prolong the lifespan and to make, lives, difficult for humans all over the world, isn't it? So it is going to be a repeat training, so that we want more of you to really understand this product. That's why our title here is Power Up Your Immune System. And with this, wonderful product, Wellderberry. And we say power up our immune system, there are many people still don't understand, what really our immune system is. There are many people, some still don't understand, what really is our immune system. So if you were to, look at this chart, the types of, immunity. If you look at the left-hand side, which is the green color, which we call innate immunity. Innate here means, natural. And natural means, saying our body itself has the ability to protect us against, any pathogens, any, antigen, any invaders at any moment invading our system. Our body is capable to do that. And this, innate immunity started the first day you are born. That's why you might, to certain people, you are very surprised, why the COVID-19 positive pregnant lady, after delivering a baby, the baby, has COVID-19 negative, or is negative, COVID-19. The reason is because of the baby's innate immunity, which, the first line of defense is so powerful and strong enough, to protect all barriers in the body. and to make sure this life is protected. This newborn will born a healthy baby. You see, at the beginning, people are very surprised. Why? But if you are a scientist and if you understand, the law of nature, where our natural immunity inside us, has this ability to protect us, then this is not surprising. So this is because of the innate immunity of our body. Compared with another one, which is on the right side, the orange color, adaptive immunity. Well, this adaptive immunity develops during our lifetime. As we keep growing from a infant to the few months to slowly the like 1-2 year infant, is the time inside the system they start to develop their own immunity. This is where we call adaptive immunity, where the body will then be able to produce the antibodies that are specific enough to be able to attack certain harmful pathogens at any moment entering our body. So we have to understand these two types of immunity. One is innate. That means our body is natural immunity, born with, protected by the body. Whereas as we continue to grow older and older, our body has to adapt and adopt to situation. So the body, as you're exposed to certain environment, your body might be having the excess of these pathogens entering the system, or invaders enter the system. So your body needs to build and develop this immunity we call adaptive immunity, whereby the body is able to produce the antibodies strong enough to protect us. And here, when you talk about adaptive immunity, again, we divide into two, the different, the functions. One is active immunity. The other one is passive immunity. And again, what is active immunity? What is active immunity? And active immunity here also has two, versions. One, natural. Natural again here means your body naturally will produce the antibodies, to develop and a protein response, to any infection it might occur in your system. This is natural. That's why at any time when you suddenly feel that your body is, like have a bit of fever, you're not sick, but you feel that your body temperature is a bit higher. That is the time your body, naturally through the active immunity builds the antibody, already, responding to attacking the, invaders, or entering your system. That's why, to those who understand that, quickly drink warm water, quickly drink more water and rest, the next 3 hours, you feel good. Now, that is the active immunity naturally in your system that can, help you to overcome problems, or, anytime when pathogens or antigens entering the system. Okay? Whereas if in a natural way, your active immunity cannot defend, then you start to get sick. And that's the time you need to take, artificial. Artificial means antibodies developed in response to a vaccination, or you take drug, you take, the medicine. That is artificial. Okay? Naturally and artificial. That's why sometimes, a lot of people will experience this in your lifetime. You wake up, you feel like you're going to get sick, you have fever. Yes, this is the time your body using your natural, the active immunity, responding to the need. That means some virus or some bacteria already, or enter the system, converting to certain infectious, complications. So this moment, when the body through natural active immunity, if can build, the antibodies strong enough to attack, you are protected. You are, safe and secure. What if your body, after certain period, unable to produce enough antibodies to attack? Then you get sick. That's how a person gets sick. And when you are sick, you will definitely have to see a doctor. And seeing a doctor, of course, they'll give you drugs or even vaccines, injections. All these also will, make your body, having the necessary antibodies to attack the invaders. This is how our body, through the immune, the response, function in our body, in our system. So another one is the passive immunity. So if you go to another version, which is the passive immunity, it also has two, version. One is natural. That means antibodies received from our mother. That's why we say the innate, born naturally with. They don't. They are very passive. They are not active. Very passive. Very mild. Very calm. Very relaxed. And then another one, same. Artificial. That means if your body's natural ability, even through passive immunity, unable to build enough of the antibodies to attack and save you, then you also get sick and see a doctor, which then they will introduce artificial, what you call immunity by taking medicine, taking drugs, or taking injection. So this also will build the antibodies using what was given to you by doctors to respond to the need, where at that moment you are already attacked. You see or not? That's why types of immunity. And when you talk about immune system, our immune system function in this manner. And this manner, the adaptive immunity is very important, because when a newborn baby, from infant 1 to 2 years, and then as you start to grow, your body will start to adapt. So adaptive immunity is more, we are more concerned, is because as a person keep growing older and older, your body will respond to the need, through what you do, where you go, what you eat. And at any time when you are, invaded by any invaders, into your system, what then your body can do. That's why the function of adaptive immunity, is to, respond at any time quickly to destroy the invading pathogens, or in fact, any toxic molecules from the food you are taking, or the bacteria might produce in the body. When bacteria enter the system, it will not kill you. It will not make you sick very fast, but they'll produce the toxic, and these toxic molecules, flooding your blood, then only make you sick. So our adaptive immunity will respond to this need by, destroying all, these toxic matters, even if it is produced by bacteria or virus. And because of these responses, which are very destructive, it is very crucial that they are made only in response to molecules that are foreign to the host, foreign to us, and not to the molecules of the host itself. Is it not? That means, our body understands the toxic matter produced by foreign bacteria, foreign matter, not your body itself. Then the body will attack. Body cannot simply attack the host. If your body cannot respond to this foreign matter, at any time, respond and attack us, then it will lead to autoimmune disease. Okay? So the body must respond only to molecules that are foreign. Molecules that are foreign. It cannot be molecules of the host, of the body itself. Molecules of the body itself is needed to protect us. Molecules, that are foreign will make us sick. And our adaptive immunity respond to foreign, molecule. Respond to molecules that are foreign. So that, you are protected, you are covered. And if you want to really define adaptive immunity, it is the presence of lymphocytes, It's either the T cells or the B cells. And it also includes, both our CD8 plus cytotoxic T cells that are the effector cells that directly destroys tumor cells, even cancer cells, CD4 and helper T cells that regulate CD4 plus T cell and B cell function. You see? So if our adaptive immunity is so strong, we don't even have cancer. You understand now? This is something, in our body, every human beings need to know. We don't have to be a scientist or we don't have to be a doctor, but we can know the basic of adaptive immunity in our system that is capable to protect us, not only getting sick long, term until we get old, also, safe from, even cancer. See? So these, are very important antibodies that adaptive immunity will produce, and from there, you start to make us, strong. Like if you go for blood test, and in your blood test report, when you come back, if you look at the immunity cells there, the leukocytes, which are the white blood cells, which normally protect the body against both infectious disease and foreign invaders. And among these, there are the top three white blood cells, the neutrophils, the lymphocytes, and the monocytes. They are very important. They must be, standardized within the standardized limit, which means to say, if no neutrophils are within the limit, our body got no infection. Is it or not? If it is too low, then the body cannot fight infection. Whereas the lymphocytes, B cells and T cells are ready enough, to attack invaders, to attack virus, and to attack, toxins. So this is how the lymphocytes, the standardized, amount we need to own must be sufficient enough to, to support our adaptive immunity. And the monocytes among the three of the white blood cells are the key element of your immune response, which, immediately will recognize, bacteria, fight bacteria, recognize virus, and fight virus. So these are very important three, white blood cells among the five. Of course, the other two, the basophil and the eosinophil, if they are high, means your body's immunity is too low, cannot defend, and your body is going to, the attack until, the having inflammatory, condition. See? Inflammation, infectious disease, all normally blood test shows, high eosinophil, high, the basophil. See? So these are what, normally when the person go for blood test, when you come back, you see all those markings, red mark, whatever, you get scared. We don't have to be scared. We need to understand the reading. And the reading, of the report tells us what, in your immune system, that cannot do. And why your immune system is a burden. All because of, differences of, sometimes chemical, virus, invaders that are, tolling around your blood and trying to locate, a place to create inflammatory, function. Yeah? So this is something, very important when you start to understand, our immunity. And again, when you talk about immunity, we mentioned about our antibody. Okay? The body will produce, antibodies. And antibodies, when produced, is a protein, produced by the body itself, when, they detect harmful substances, we always call them antigen. So when they detect some antigen, some invaders, then the body will produce the protein to, build the body immune system to come and attack. That is also what, why this, today's, the vaccines are made, to help the body to respond to antibodies to attack the COVID-19. Okay? So these are more important things that we need to understand at this, the moment when you talk about, the types of immunity and what, do you mean by, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. And in the active immunity, they are natural and artificial, same as passive immunity, also natural and artificial. And active means they respond fast. Passive means they are mild. They are more relaxed. They don't attack, fast enough. And why is it, so important to have a strong immune system? Now, after understanding the aspects, of our immunity, is here where we want to also understand why every human beings, in order to live for another day, not just because of I take food, I continue to live tomorrow. And if your immune system is so strong, and want, the virus, that is capable to invade the system is good enough to make you sick. And how then can you, live another day if you don't own a strong immune system? Or at any time, if you go to any place where crowded, and during if there are infectious disease going on, especially now like the COVID, how can your body protect you? Okay? Which system, which organs among your body is capable to do the job? Okay? So this is where we must understand the immune system, and after understanding the immune system, we know how and what we should do, we should eat to be able to offer the body the strength, to defend, and the systems, ever ready energy to make you live and continue to go tomorrow. So if you look at, inside the house here, inside this building, if someone, in this house has a weak, immune system, anytime when there are contagious disease going on, the person who is weak normally will be attacked or will be infected. The non-infected one, have a strong immune system. Like if this, the green color, strong immune system, will never be affected. Okay? Non-infected but with poor immune system. This is, the non-infected but with poor immune system, you can be, infected. Whereas, it depends on, how you control your body. And of course, the brown one, which, is very, very weak, very low, a weak immune system. Of course, this category of person is going to be, affected very fast. Yeah. So this is when you talk about, the immune system, we also must understand the category of the function your body when the immune system is affected where among your body when immunity at that moment counts. If it is very strong, especially the adaptive immunity, the body immediately can counter the invading virus or the invading bacteria. So they will never produce toxins in the blood. No infections will ever occur. You are safe and protected. You will never get sick when this happens, isn't it? The problem is if the immunity is weak, bacteria, don't talk about virus, even bacteria will have the chance to produce certain chemical flooding the blood, creating the inflammations. That's how you start to have the pain, you start to have the discomfort, you start to have swelling here and there. So all these are not because of your body's disease or sickness, but because of inflammation already going on where your body is not able to protect. So how does the immune system work? Your immune system, how does it work? especially when virus, enter the body. First, our immune system will start to produce antibodies. See? And this antibody is so important as a protein, that are already produced by body. Will start to go and detect, go around with the blood to go and detect among the blood, go and find out what are these pathogens, what are these antigens, like, is it bacteria, is it a fungi, is it a parasite, or is it the virus? They need to understand what invaders are they. Are they, fungi, bacteria, parasites, virus? After understanding the species, the body then is able, to start to attach this virus and to prevent them from attaching to the body cells. We don't want them to attach, to our body cells. If they attach to the body cells, that is the time, the cells become corrupted and die. And your immune system to become weaker, and until the body cannot defend, you start to get sick. So when virus enter the body, first, the immune system produces antibodies. Second, the body will start to produce, macrophages. And these macrophages, that are produced through the differentiation of monocytes. That is among the 3 white blood cells. One is neutrophil. Second is lymphocyte. Third is monocyte. So macrophages will, then be produced through the monocytes, which then turn into macrophages. Just imagine how fast this, the third type of the white blood cells, which is the monocyte. When it turns to macrophages, they will start to leave the blood. And from there, they'll start to, to attack. You see, they'll start to, engulf, destroy the pathogen, and also kill, any what we call bacteria or virus that they have detected. So these two are very important, the things that our immune system need to, overcome the problem at any time of attack. So we cannot just take for granted sit and wait for them to keep attacking until your body cannot defend. So the body continuously through this natural science occurring in the system will be able to build. First is the antibodies, which is very important. Second is the macrophages. They once detect the virus, they attack. They know how to counter the virus. Once they detect if it is a fungi, they must know what you need to protect and kill the fungi. If it's a bacteria, what to use. You see or not? And if it's a toxic waste, then again, macrophages must understand what is the chemistry in the body that is able to fight and kill and clean. So these are certain things, that is happening in the body when our immune system is concerned. And when these things happen, when we start to fight, our body will have certain reaction. Like internally, it starts to fight. Externally, sometimes your skin might itch. So this is, the report from our immune system through detecting the virus and fighting them. They need to discharge and eliminate them. If it goes out through urine and bowel, you're lucky. You don't have any, the symptom. If it comes out from the skin, to a certain extent, it might be so itchy until, your skin cannot stand. You see or not? So there are many things that might happen different ways, in your system. But internally, it was how our immune system reacted. How they know, next, what step to do after cleaning, after killing, after detecting them, after fighting them, then the end product, must be taken out. So this is how our body internally can respond to the rescue of, the cells, the blood, the organs, and the systems by protecting us to live another day freely until as we continue to grow. So before we go to the next slide, I think, Ricky is going to play a video. So I'll pass over to you, Ricky.
Thank you, Dr. Go. And I will when I share the video, your screen will be stopped. And
Yeah.
when I finish the video, then you can share back, huh, Dr. Go?
Okay. So I stop the share.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Dr. Go, you can share your screen now.
Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, I would remind you to pay attention from now on because after the session ends, you will redirect to a monkey survey form like in what we did in June. So please fill in the quiz after the session. And when the session ends, before we actually end, we also will play another 3 videos to show you the recipe that we can actually make use of this Wellderberry. Thank you, Dr. Ko. You can
Okay,
continue.
welcome back. So I hope you enjoy the slides and at least to see more about the product. The main item, of course, is the black elderberry, and also in the second one now, which is a very promising product, tiger milk mushroom. That was one of the reasons why this elderberry is strong enough to promote in enhancing our immune system. That's why we call it 4-in-1 action, and it's meant really for daily immune support, something that we can take long term, because our immune system functions. They are talking about a daily affair. You cannot say, well, I only want my immune system to be strong and tomorrow not to be strong. Well, it is a daily affair. So if anybody to ask you, must I take this Wellderberry long? Yes. If you think or any time, if your immune system is adapt, that it is not strong enough, then your body is expecting you to take something to strengthen. So this is where Wellderberry comes in. So when we say 4-in-1 action, we are talking about, this bottle of Wellderberry contains 4 combinations. One, of course, is the main item, blackberry, black elderberry. Second is the tiger milk mushroom. which is Malaysian's natural treasure. And the third product is vitamin C. And the fourth combination is zinc. And as you know, zinc is a very important mineral when you talk about immunity. Anytime when you want to build your immunity strong enough, you need zinc. So that's why when the person just takes C alone might not be stable. When C and zinc are together, your immune system only can be strong and stable. That is important. We cannot afford just to have a strong immune system but unstable immunity. That's why you need to have strong immune system with stable immunity. So this is where 4-in-1, the action for daily, immune support. And here again, we want you to really understand what is, the good about this, black elderberry. And how does it work? If you talk about, the other products like, blackberry, it also contains anthocyanins. But that black elderberry here has 3 times more anthocyanins than any other berries. And sometimes, you might ask, what are the food that we take that contains anthocyanins? In the chemical aspects, of food, any, the number of foods having, pigmented colors like red, purple, blue, very rich in all these colorings, dark tone of blue, red, or purple are, the products, that contain high anthocyanins. And because of high antioxidants, it can even help us to fight free radicals. It can help to fight, against, virus. It can be anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and also have certain antiviral, anti-cancer benefits. So because of these, the anthocyanins, which are high in antioxidant as well, it can also help to speed up the recovery process. At the same time, reducing the symptom of cold and flu. Some people might get it more than a week. Some might have only 2 or 3 days. So it is a matter of your immune system. How strong it is, that is capable to defend. So anthocyanins here, again, can fight against viruses, which might lead to influenza, flu, or your whole respiratory tract, the air sac, the air, passage is blocked. So you need to reduce, this content to allow your air passage, free flow, and at the same time to allow the lungs to exchange the gas, better. So when the black elderberry continue to give us more of the anthocyanins, our immunity start to increase. You see or not? So it is a matter of daily consumption. As time progresses, your immunity start to progress. And that's how we, live old age without, complaints, old age without, sickness, old age without, attack, or even, the having less of the inflammatory, problems. And when you talk about how does it work, how does it work? Well, it binds directly to the virus. It binds directly to the virus. As you know, we don't want it to kill, the body of ourselves. So you need to bind to the virus so that you will not bind the body of our cells to create inflammatory actions. So we increase, the concentration of antibodies. You see, at the same time, when you keep enhancing your immunity, your body will start to keep producing, enough of the antibodies. See? And these antibodies and the macrophages, when the body starts to produce, is the time your body is capable to, defend. See? So to increase, the concentration of antibodies are important. This is the first. The second is then allowing, your white blood cells, monocyte to produce macrophage. So one is antibody, second is macrophage. So once these two, category of ingredient are made by the body, is the time your immunity is strong. And that's how we say it then can enhance, our immunity. And why, that we choose black, why we choose, the eldercraft black elderberry extract. The first answer is, because it's proven the origin, and the source, harvested in Styria, Austria, which is known as the world's finest source of elderberries. Among the elderberry, this is a well-known source. That's why proven, hand harvested in Styria, and one of the best in the world. And second is standardized. That means it conform to the standard, determining the properties we actually want. And this property is standardized to a minimum anthocyanin content of 14%. This is what we call standardized extract. And third, solvent-free extraction. Solvent-free extraction means, other than anthocyanins and polyphenols and polysaccharides, we don't want other medium. You see, that is solvent-free. You extract, only the anthocyanin, the polyphenols, and the polysaccharides, which, are the active blend, rich in this, content. We don't want other components, other things that stay within has to be extracted. We only want to keep these, three important compounds, which then only is a known beneficial, the action it created on our immune system. The anthocyanins, the polyphenols, and the polysaccharides. And these polyphenols are high in flavonoids, high in tannic acid, high in elagatanin. All these, are meant to even support our digestive function, digestive, complaints, and also strengthen our cardiovascular, function, especially the heart. And long-term, good polyphenol is really a weight management product. And it's good, to even protect, the body by converting sugar into energy so that you will never have, excess of sugar, especially diabetic patient. So when you take this, the black elderberry, and if it is a bit of sweet, you don't have to worry. The polyphenol here will help us, to contain, the sugar content, which will be converted to energy. That's why we say we need these, three important compounds. One is the anthocyanin, second polyphenol, and the other thing which is important, and long term is a neurodegenerative disease. It can also, the end time. That means as we grow older, there are people suffering from cognitive, function. You cannot think properly. You cannot recall information fast enough. And a lot of people always take for granted because of aging. The brain, is not capable to do what, was the same when you are young. We blame the age, but you never go out in understanding it was the food during your younger days. You took that might not have enough of this property. The polyphenol is, a very strong neurodegenerative, the anti-neurodegenerative, the disease. Very strong to end time. This allow our brain to age fast. See? The polyphenol. And what about the polysaccharides? The third, beneficial compound. Well, it is important, for the body to convert the starch from, the carbohydrates you take, and store this as energy. It will help, a good polysaccharide perform, in fact, one or more than two functions. The one function a good polysaccharide will do is to always convert the carbohydrate into energy. And if it is success, it will store for future use. That's very important function of the polysaccharides. And the second, the thing is, will produce, the take, the polysaccharides content as the cellulose and the chitin, that is then used, for our structural support. That means it also, strengthen the bones, skeletal system, the muscles, the nerve, the tendons, the cartilage, and the bones. So don't despise, polysaccharides. These three compounds are good enough, in fact, for a person from middle age, to old age. As you grow older, there are a lot of structural weakness. You are unable to, walk up the staircase, walk a long distance, your leg cannot stand. All not because of aging or rheumatic problem or gout, but a lot of things, are because your structural system are not receiving the properties of food that is able to strengthen, the systems to make you, able to function, properly. That means the body is free to move. Just imagine, it's proven, standardized, and solvent-free extraction with these three, very important, what it calls compounds that is able to maintain our body so that the next day until old age, you are still as strong as an elephant. Okay? So the other product, the next, of course, is the tiger milk, mushroom. And we call this in Malaysia our national treasure. And it's this tiger from Malaysia, can only produce, the tiger milk mushroom. Other tigers in other countries, I never heard of. Okay? So what is this, tiger milk mushroom good about? If you were to go into research further, in fact, more than 400 years ago, not only today, it keeps our immune system strong by controlling the activity and our growth, of immune cells and the blood cells, which means, the blood is free, flowing, circulation is in order, and all the blood cells are capable enough to receive, nutrients as and when necessary. So anytime when the blood cells are free in, the synthesizing the food, your body's immunity increase, your body's energy, improve. So this is again part of our immune health that tiger milk mushroom can provide. And another part of which, it protects us. One is immune health. Second is the lung health. It allows, our trachea, the trachea here, to be more able to relax. When the trachea relax and, contract, it can help us to breathe better. This is how the exchange of gas can be more. As you breathe, oxygen can enter deep into the lower lung cavity. If, the trachea is not relaxed enough, a lot of people start to have suffocating effect. You cannot breathe properly. You breathe heavily. All these are causes of problem affecting the trachea, which is the big trunk, before it allows the oxygen to bypass from the big to the small trunk, and the small trunk to tiny, the tubules into our lungs, the air sacs. So if the trachea is able to relax, you will not have, inflammatory condition, less inflammatory complaint. And then exchange of gas entering the lungs some more, This will then improve the lung function. When it can exchange, that means, the burnt gas in the lungs become carbon dioxide. So the body will be able to expel the carbon dioxide, emptying the air sac, again allowing you to breathe, so that oxygen got empty space to, store. That's how the exchange of gas, the function. So traditionally, tiger milk mushroom is already used now for chronic cough, respiratory allergies, sinus, and even asthma. And today, we are so scared of COVID-19. And a lot of people know this virus will keep attacking until you cannot breathe. That's why when a person is attacked until the 4th stage, you need ventilator. Because you can't breathe, you're short of oxygen. See, and short of oxygen means the lungs, your respiratory function, is not capable to perform. So you need a strong lung to function. So something you take that can strengthen, your lungs will serve this purpose. See? So tiger milk mushroom is added with elderberry. Elderberry got 3 important beneficial compounds that is capable to build the immune system. Added with tiger milk mushroom, again, build the immune system, and again, strengthening our lungs, which, is so important to defend us against, even today's, pandemic, isn't it? This is, the 400 years of medicinal, use tiger milk mushroom. It's already more than 400 years, not today, that we are trying to sell this product. No, we don't sell product, we sell information. We want to tell you, that anything that we talk about that is good, definitely is proven, are proven, okay? And not today, it is practiced, it was used by, people even 400 years ago. So this is when, we want people to understand, and also, to more about this product, in the market that is not new, but just because you never heard of it and people don't pay attention to, what we really need, to make the body strong and healthy. What are those you're supposed to take? People never go to that extent to understand. So the third, the combination is C vitamin, and the fourth, of course, is zinc. So with these 2 things added, you will start to increase our immune system by 2 times. As I've mentioned earlier, vitamin C will increase your immune system. Zinc will stabilize our, immune response. That's why if my immune system is strong, I'm not happy. Not enough. I'm more demanding. In a sense, I want my immune system to be strong and stable. So taking vitamin C alone is only strong. It's not stable. You still can get sick. That's why with added zinc, the immune system strong, and the zinc added, your immune system stable. So now your immune system strong and stable, your body is ready to adapt the situation to counter any invaders at any time entering the system. Isn't it? So the C increases and specifies white blood cells and antibodies to target the virus. They must read. C help the immune system to read what are these viruses, what is this bacteria entering my system. So after reading, they will then only know what antibodies to produce to attack. And it shortens the time and severity of the common cold, of course. When your immune system is increased, your flu and the common cold will definitely, be decreased. You'll decline. Whereas, when the immune system is stable, the zinc that is, they're going to facilitate the growth and the maturation of immune cells. That's why only taking C, your immune system is strong. But why it is not stable is because certain immune cells are not fully matured. C only strengthen but you cannot mature the cells. So zinc comes in to mature the cells, So once, the cells grow until maturity age, it's the time your immune system now is strong and very stable. That's why we need C and zinc to be, the more assured of, body strong enough to defend me against any contagious disease. See? That's why zinc deficiency adversely affects the growth of immune cells, especially those who are sick, cancer patients, Why? They are taking correct medication. They are doing chemo. To certain people, they get well. To certain people, they can't. It's because, your body still asks for zinc to, facilitate the growth and the maturation of the immune cells. This is how your body then can attack. Your body then can repair. Your body then can heal. See? If not, together with the bad and toxic acidic environment in the body, in the blood, your immune cells, will become, more stressful. We call this, because of oxidative stress, your cells die very fast. So zinc here again protects our immune cells from oxidative stress. See? That's why zinc not only complements the action of vitamin C, but also works synergistically to support immune health. So it is a wonderful, nutrient together to strengthen and to stabilize our immune system. So don't just take for granted C good enough to strengthen my immune system and can protect me. There are a lot of people taking C's and still got COVID attack. All because your cells are not stable, not matured enough. You need another nutrient which is able to protect, which is able to build, which is able to allow the immune cells matured, strong enough for the body now ready to protect. Okay? So this is where vitamin C and zinc comes in. So what a wonderful combination of black elderberry, tiger, the what we call milk mushroom, vitamin C, and zinc added, properties. So higher potency, better protection, definitely. And we talk about high potency means, 1 tablespoon, which is about 15 ml, is equivalent to 6,880 milligrams of fresh elderberry you are getting. Just imagine, 1 tablespoon, which is only 15 ml, is amounted to 6,880 milligrams of fresh black elderberry. That's why we dare to say, because of this property, which is so high, in the mgs of the black elderberry, it can strengthen our immune system. It speeds up even recovery, reduces the symptoms of colds and flus. You support your respiratory health, which is very important. And the strong antioxidant properties it has, will further, enhance our immunity, tomorrow until, future. You see, when you talk about immunity, you're talking about not today. You're talking about tomorrow. You're talking about future. So if I do something to improve my immunity today, I must ask myself, will my immunity be strong for tomorrow? You see? So this is where strong antioxidant properties continue to give the body protection. When immunity today is strong, tomorrow again strong. Future also is strong. That's how, the product or the food or things you do, things you eat, is sufficient enough to generate, your immunity. To maintain, the need of all the properties in the blood that is capable to produce the good, immune cells, especially the 3, white blood cells, strong enough to, produce, protein response, at any time of attack. And here, the member price is 69, introductory price is 55, And the second bottle at 20 and 29. This, I think you know how to talk, to your, the clients, and what makes Wellderberry stand out from other brands. Our brand called Wellderberry. Other people sell only the word straight away, the elderberry. Why we put Wellderberry is because we got 4 combinations, not only one product inside. It's 4 things added. We call Wellderberry. It makes you well from the elderberry, from the tiger milk mushroom, from the vitamin C, and from the zinc. So it's formulated with 4 potent ingredients. That means, all the 4 are high, content, qualitative content, not quantitative. Okay? High potent ingredients means 4 potent qualitative content, which work, synergistically to support our immune function and towards our respiratory, the health. And the standardized anthocyanin content. That means it's proven, with the code of conduct and the research done on, the product. And naturally flavored with mixed berries juice, blackcurrant flavor, and this, to also provide additional nutrients in the formula. Because of other mixed berries, and other blackcurrant flavor, it also provides other additional nutrients, in this content. So don't, take for granted, we add other flavoring. No, they are naturally flavored and sweetened with prebiotics for better gut, the health. So, this standardized, with what we call a very important prebiotic, which normally will help the whole intestine, to be able to clean up what should not stay in the large intestine. So if the whole environment of the large intestine is clean, the body's absorption and synthesis will start to increase. So other brands, well, only formulated with elderberry, or the most is added vitamin C. And they don't have standardized anthocyanin content. And it also varies batch from batch. Ours, every batch, should be the same, And ours naturally flavored, other branded, product sold outside, so-called branded products sold outside, synthetic or added flavoring. That means it's not true natural flavor. And they add, sugar to make it, sweet and tasty. Glucose syrup or even white sugar. Ours is, sweetened with prebiotic, which the probiotic in the body expect the prebiotic to work together to be able to then culture the good species of your bacteria, so that the whole intestine favors, good health. See? So we need prebiotic, to be able to culture at least 4 strains of the good bacteria: Lactobacillus, Thermophilus, Bifidus, Kazai. So if you are able to culture this good, the bacteria in the intestines, your intestines, will function, healthily and willingly. There are a lot of, the intestines, which human beings forced to function healthily, but not willingly. Willingly means, you need to also, feed them the correct, content of food, prebiotics, roughage, natural, the nutrients are what they want. And if it is more of organic based, organically they work together and they start to culture the content necessary, to help the body to build up your immune system. Something, which is extraordinarily important. And if, we take the wrong type of, the drinks, or even, beverage, or even any supplements in the market you think is good, but if it is an added sugar, which the body don't need so much of it, Instead of strengthening your immune system, it will weaken your immunity. So you must always bear in mind, sugar is the main cause of immunity drop. It can even drop by more than 50%, and it will be, once it is more than 50%, it can kill our white blood cells. It will drop in the ability of white blood cells to kill the germs. When the white blood cells drop, especially the neutrophil, the lymphocytes, and the monocytes, your body is not capable to kill the germs. Don't talk about bacteria. Don't talk about virus. Don't talk about even the toxic property already, left behind by the bacteria or the fungi. So we cannot keep loading sugar, which is not necessary, by the body, a content too high that is weakening your immune system. So we are talking about 75 grams, which is about 6 tablespoons of sugar. It's already good enough to suppress your immune system or immune response for more than 5 hours. Just imagine. And I'm very sure a lot of people are taking more than 6 tablespoons when our body is in fact expecting about 2 tablespoons the whole day. But one the cup of coffee in the coffee shop is already more than 6 tablespoons. Don't talk about other food added. We'll make it more, isn't it? So if you don't understand the content of the sugar from the food we are taking, your immune system are being suppressed by the sugar content. Every day you're losing from the 4 to 8 hours immunity. Your body, instead of to protect you, is weakened. And don't just say, I'm taking fruit juice, I'm taking orange juice, I'm taking guava juice. All this, if added with the glucose and the sugar container, it's not doing you good. In fact, it's even weakening your immunity. So here, you must really understand the sugar content in a lot of, the beverages, in a lot of, the, you can say fruit juice, where it contains, it's not doing you any good. So these are the product, it's best that you cut down. It's best that you take less or not at all. And protect yourself by taking good product. Understand deep within the product, what it contains. That's why, product sharing is important. We share to you is because we want you to understand the content. We really want you to know deep into what we have in the product, and not just to sell the product, make your money, and don't bother about your health, So this is something always bear in mind. Sugar weakens our immunity, and it was from the food we are taking every day without knowing, without understanding. You just believe, any product sold in the market is good to take, and you just continue to take, isn't it? Understand the product. Not only reading the labels, deep within the ingredients, what they contain. Who then can share this knowledge to us? Then we start to, work with them, and these are the products long term will not do us harm, but continue to do us, better and better. You see, the prebiotics for gut and immune health, which people don't understand now. 70% of your immune system exists in your gut. That's why, death starts from the colon. Don't play a fool. This is our dustbin. The whole household is our body. Whole household. And inside the household, there's one dustbin, and it is your large intestine. And if you don't clean up the large intestine, if you allow the intestine to hold the waste for a longer period of time, your immune system, will be weakened, because the toxic, will start to increase and interact, and the good bacteria cannot grow, the bad ones start to monopolize. Okay? So here we add, one prebiotic by the name of IMO in short, and if we spell it out, is isomaltol oligosaccharide. This is the prebiotic which provides us nutrient and stimulates the growth of friendly bacteria in your gut. It stimulates the growth. It allows the culture, a good culture of this species, And when you start to culture the good bacteria, your large intestine clear the waste faster, making your body chemistry strong and favorable to continue, the next day. Okay? So this, isomaltol oligosaccharide tastes sweet. So don't mistake this as sugar. So our Wellderberry, if it tastes sweet, is not sugar, is the prebiotic from isomaltol oligosaccharide, not other brands which add sugar and glucose. So it is not, the digestible by the human body, and it hardly converts to calories or increases our blood sugar levels or sugar, glucose levels. See? So because, it is not digestible was one of the reasons we want them to stay in the large intestine to, to come up with a good foundation so that it can culture the good species of bacteria to make sure that the whole large intestine environment is favorable for the good bacteria to grow and again to serve as the base for our healthy immune system. See, everything in the body plays a role in the helping us to live better. Okay? And if you compare the price with brand X, if you talk about the feature, pack size, Wellderberry from us, from Causeways, 150 ml. Brand X, for kids is only 120, and then the other one, brand X for adults, differentiate for kids and adults, is also 120 ml. The normal price for our Wellderberry 150 ml, 69. Brand X for kids, 69.90. Brand X for adult, is 69.90. And it's 120 ml. Promotional price for Wellderberry now is 55. But if you buy the second bottle, it is only at 29 ringgit. Whereas, brand X, 69.90 during promotional for children, and then 62.90 for adults. And when we talk about servings per bottle, how long it lasts. For children, 1 tablespoon, 15 ml takes 10 times to finish. Because of 150 ml, it takes 10 times to finish. Children, whereas the brand X for kids is only 8 times finish. And now the other one, brand X, to adults is only 4 times. Whereas ours, 150 ml Wellderberry, for adults, it takes 5 times to finish. Because adults need 2 times. 1 tablespoon in the morning, 1 tablespoon in the evening. So 1 tablespoon is 15 ml. 2 tablespoons is 30. So for adults, it lasts even 5 days. 2 tablespoons. If you take 1 tablespoon per day, it also lasts you 10 days. Is that right? Unless, you go accordingly to what you need. If you're really healthy, 1 tablespoon enough. If you got doubt, you're not healthy enough, you better do 2 times. 1 tablespoon morning, 1 tablespoon at night. For kids or children, 1 tablespoon per day is good enough. Unless sick children, very low immunity, you also can increase. So per serving, if you talk about the cost, for children, 15 ml costs, 4 ringgit 20 cents. Brand X, 7 ringgit 74. Whereas for adults, because you take 2 tablespoons, is 8.40. 2 tablespoons, that is 30 ml. Compared with brand X, for adults is 15 ringgit 73. You see, more than 2 times. It's about 2 times, the amount. And some more, you are not guaranteed you are taking the correct sugar, the correct content, the correct, ingredient. Here, we give you, the natural flavor And the sweet comes from the prebiotic, isomaltol, oligosaccharide. So you don't have to be worried. We don't add sugar into this, the product. So specially formulated blend for the entire family. So this product, this combination is formulated, in fact, for the entire family, which means if babies, even until old age, childhood, immature immune system, exposed to an increasing variety of pathogens. Like today, we are not sure where we go, whether we got contact of COVID or not. Is it or not? We are exposed in Malaysia. Okay? Adulthood, external factors can compromise the immune system's ability to fight germs. Elderly, as you grow older, our immune system normally will fluctuate or declines with age, leading to an increased risk of infections, isn't it? So it's meant for the entire family. Especially at this moment, we want to make sure our immune system is strong enough to live through this pandemic. See? So don't ask, why must I take this? Or if you want to ask why, you also must understand at this very pandemic stage or period today in Malaysia, it is a must for everybody to do something right for the system, and not something that is going to make you beautiful, but something to make sure your immune system is strong and stable to fight, this pandemic period. Yeah. So recommended for children and even adults. Children 2 to 12 years old, take 15 ml. That's 1 tablespoon per day. Good enough, unless you suspect, your child very weak or very sick, then you can even take 2 tablespoons. But for adults, you need to take, of course, 30 ml per day, or 2 tablespoons in one go morning. Or if you want to do it 2 times, it is, morning 15 ml and evening and 15 ml. So adults and children above 12 years old can, take 30 ml and above. You guys can either take through the mouth, neat, then follow up with water. Or you want to add with water. It depends on your taste, what you need, So you don't have to worry whether I take directly like that or not. You can drink neat, 30 ml, then afterwards you follow with water. Or you can mix, the water and drink. It doesn't matter. Huh? In so long as you know how much you need to take, that's good enough. And especially, the important for who? People who fall sick frequently. If you know you are under this category, every month you tend to fall sick, you are the person qualified to take this daily. And fussy eaters, like there are children who will choose certain food they are not their favorite, they don't like. So fussy eaters normally will never have a good, immune system. So you need to, be sure these category of people need, to build their immune system. And people who often are under stress, this is the person. When you're under stress, your immunity goes down, your immunity weakens. So you need to take something to build and support, to bring them up again. And people who spend time in crowded and confined spaces. Yeah, you go LRT, you travel, buses, you go in the planes, you go to, the malls. All crowded areas are not safe because you don't know who they are. Sick people are also in crowded areas. So they might carry certain contagious disease. So if you are aware, you go to these places, then you need to protect. And people who spend more time outdoors. Yeah. Now, just because of MCO, we are not so exposed to outdoors. But before, MCO, a lot of people are exposed to, outdoor activities, your work, you meet people in the office. So this is where we need to protect our immune system away from other people. In a sense, they might have, or they might carry certain, the virus or bacteria, which might infect our system. So better protect us. So if you ask who should take it, these are the 5 categories of people who definitely should not say, I don't need. They are the person, very important, to take, this, Wellderberry. After all, it is a very easy beverage, you call it. Nutrients, supplements, easy. You can even enjoy. The taste is so favorable. You can drizzle even onto your child's favorite food, into their pizzas, into their donut, into their salads, I mean, you can mix around with even the smoothies or even the protein pancakes, your yogurt, whatever. So there should not be a complaint of, difficult to take when it is so tasty, and it also contains, natural sweetness from the, prebiotic. So I'm sure, a product which nobody will have a complaint and easy to take. It's not a capsule, it's just a liquid. So it's very easy for everybody to take, in fact, every day. So if we can really build our immune system strong enough to continue tomorrow, our body then is able to stay strong. And with a good immunity, your body always stay protected. Isn't it? So this is how we can win the war of COVID-19. And we can even live even stronger to our old age, with a good product that enable our immune system strong enough to protect us. And the real food, the real supplements are where, inflammations are important, and we are not supposed, to give up, so easily by, not, taking something that can defend us, especially during this pandemic. Yeah. So I think we'll end here. So Ricky, you might be playing another videos.
Yeah, Dr. Go, it's a recipe.
Yeah.
Okay. The first video we will show to make overnight oats. Okay. The second video is a smoothie. Okay, the last video is make ice cream with our bread maker, with ice cream maker.
ice cream I have ever tasted. It's berry ice cream. Yummy!
Okay, and let's move into questions. Dr. Go, are you still around?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Okay, I think our questions are all handled by our marketing team.
Mm.
So I think that's about it for today.
Yeah.
Dr.
Okay.
And I would like to remind all that when you leave this webinar, you will be redirected to a monkey survey where you have to fill up the questions. Please answer accordingly. And for those who register for our Mandarin session tomorrow, we will see you then.
Okay.
Thanks for your time, Dr. Go.
Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Dr. Go.
Yeah. Bye.